MMA Locker Room here with Tony Picks, and we're about to go over the fights that's going to finish and the fight that's going to be going a distance for this week's card. UFC Motta in China, and it's going down early on, man. It's going down around 12 a.m. Pacific time around us. So yeah, I'm going to be waking up 12 a.m. in the morning, doing a live stream, doing the play-by-plays, going over the best bets and everything, all the way from 12 a.m. in the morning to 5 a.m. in the morning. Saturday. So hey man, don't miss it. So if you guys want to get these bets and you guys want to get my picks, you guys got to get them early before Saturday morning, man, because you can't wait to Saturday morning to get them. By then we're already gonna cash. So if you guys want my exclusive picks, you know what to do. Check us out at the premium packages. I'm putting up all type of value for you guys this week. I got a lot of plays that I like, so let's go ahead and get it started. Now I'm going to be going over the fights that's going to finish and the fight that's going to be going a distance. I got odds for you guys if you guys want to play those. If you guys want my other predictions, check that out. I picked dogs on the other channel over there. We went over all the fights in depth. Now let's go ahead and get it started. First fight of the night. All right, we got Maheshate taking on Nikolas Motta in this one. Nikolas Motta is taking this fight on short notice, okay? He's a good brawler that likes to go out there. He throws power in his hooks and he likes to knock people out. The thing is this, if he's not getting knocked out, he's either knocking you out. And in this one, he's the underdog in this one. The favorite's going to be Maheshate. He's taking this fight. He was always supposed to have a different opponent. He's going to have the background behind him, the crowd and everything. He's a minus 190 favorite. I like him to win. Price tag a little bit too high for my liking all the way to feel convicted, because Nikolas Motta does surprise some people and he has power in his hands. I like the fight not going the distance in here. So they got fight not going the distance at a minus 250. The fight going the distance at a plus 195. I don't think this one's going the distance at all, and I think Maheshate gets the job done. It's going to be the first fight of the night. It's going to be a good one. Don't miss it. This is one of the fights that actually have two of the bigger names in the whole UFC card. I'm surprised that's on the first fight of the night. Second fight of the night. Xiao taking on Quang. All right, Xiao opened up the underdog and the line switched. Now he's the favorite, like right around minus 130, minus 140. Quang, nice little UFC debut against Chris Gutierrez. He wasn't able to get the win, but he took that fight on short notice and got in. He was supposed to be fighting on the Dana White Contender Series. Didn't need to take that fight. Now he's in the UFC. Xiao, he took an L in this last fight out too as well. Xiao, he's a guy that likes to push the pace, mix in the wrestling when he can, but Quang, he's explosive. He has power in his hands. He's a more dangerous fighter. They got the fight going the distance at a minus 170 and the fight not going the distance at a plus 140. I think the fight goes the distance in this one, and I wouldn't be surprised if Quang gets the job done, man. I like the underdog in this one as well, man. All right, third fight of the night. We got, man, good one. Kavanagh taking on Ochoa. Both these guys are undefeated. They got the fight not going the distance at a minus 140. Fight goes the distance at a plus 110. Kavanagh made his UFC debut on the Dana White Contender Series and took out a real talented fighter in Anton Ho. And now he got the call. Now he's a big favorite in this one. I think he gets the job done, but Ochoa, he's a guy that was supposed to be on the Dana White Contender Series, and he had fights pulled out and canceled, and now he's fighting. But he's taking a year off, so we don't really know what we're going to see, because the level of opponents that he fought is nothing up to like Kavanagh fought in Cage Warriors promotion. He had a lot of people that wouldn't want to fight him, that wouldn't want to show up, and it's the reason why, man. He's a talented fighter, a technician on the feet. I think he can win inside the distance in this one. But Ochoa is also a talented fighter too. He likes to push the pace. He goes for the finish. When he goes for the finish, he sometimes leaves himself exposed to being finished. So with that being said, man, I like fight not going the distance in this one. Minus 140, I could see it getting up to like a minus 155, minus 160 by the time of fight time. Fourth fight of the night. Hernandez taking on Tumendemberel. All right, man. Try saying that twice. Yeah, right. The line didn't switch, man. Hernandez was some plus 110, plus 115 underdog to this. Now, look, I know some people that did this, and hey, man, they got some good tickets. All right, Hernandez, he was able to get him at a plus 110. Now, you got people, because Timberbar is the big underdog, and you could get him like plus 165, plus 170 out there. So you could literally make a bet on both sides and come out on the right side. But the pick and the prediction, man, Hernandez is an overall good fighter. He's kind of a guy that the UFC feeds to the gatekeepers to see how they're going to do and how they're going to veer against level opponents like this. It's a tough task to get by. Timberbar is a nomad, man. Mongolian lifestyle, likes to train in those extreme weathers and stuff. He had a couple of fights that was supposed to be taking place and never just happened. In this one, though, being honest, I liked him as a favorite a little bit, and I was leaning that way. But I like him as the dog too in this one, man. So I think he leaves himself open though, man. He does swing wild. And Carlos Hernandez is overall better than him. And I think Tumendemberel does struggle with takedowns. He's been taken down multiple times in his last fight. But the value, not the value, forget it. Man, let's just go over what we think is going to happen and if this is going to go the distance or not, man. All right, so they got -140 for the fight goes the distance, +110 so it doesn't. I can see this one getting to the scorecards, man. So I'm going to go with fight goes the distance in this one. All right, next fight on the card, man. Let's go ahead and scroll up and see who we got, man. We got Zhang Feng taking on Ming. All right, man. Zhang Feng, big favorite. -350, opened up to a -450. Ming, she goes by the name of the doctor. She's a little bit too small for this matchup, if you ask me. The reason why is because the vernacular on Xiao Feng is there, man. I think she's going to be able to probably get this job done and cover that price tag. But let's talk about the odds. So the fight goes the distance is a -350. Fight not going the distance +275. Zhang Feng, she's been able to finish some of her opponents in fights that she wasn't looking good in. But women's fight is hard to go against fight not going the distance unless they just have that one touch factor or unless they're just that finishability type of fighter. In this one, I'm going with fight to go the distance, and I think Zhang Feng gets the job done. Next fight taking place, Sahota taking on Donghun Choi. All right, man. We got the fight goes the distance at a -170. Fight doesn't go the distance. You can get like +135, +140. In this fight, though, man, Sahota is going to be a way taller fighter in there. The line's flipping, too, to where, money's coming in on him. I like Donghun Choi in this spot. This is not a fight that I'm overly too invested in, but a lot of these fights, they're the road to UFC. So all these fights are like, you have a lot of Chinese and, Southeast Asia fighters that's trying to make a name for themselves. A lot of them go the distance, and a lot of them you don't know a lot about. So in this one, I do like Donghun Choi, and I think this fight goes the distance in this one. All right, next fight taking place, Sung Yu taking on Baergeng. All right, Sung Yu, slight favorite on the books, -140 in here. He's a guy that's going to really go out there and just try to grapple. He's going to set up a strike just to get close to you and try to hit you down to the ground. All he's worried about is grappling. South Korean fighter out there, and he's been one of the better fighters out there, I would say, on that scene. His opponent, he's good, but he's just kind of the same like him. He doesn't have a lot of volume. None of these guys have a lot of volume, but the intensity that Sung Yu comes with in his fights is something that I usually like him back. I like him to get the job done in there. They got the fight goes the distance at a -175. Fight not going the distance +140. I like fight goes the distance in this one. Same could be said on a lot of these fights in there. You're going to kind of see the same pattern, same story. So let's get this money, man. I think this fight goes the distance in this one. Next fight taking place. Hey, man, I need all you guys to smash that like button for me right now, man, because we've been killing it over here at content. Check us out. We took a week off. Was sick last week, but we killed it, on our picks and our predictions. So we're trying to do it every single week over here. If you guys want more of this content, check me out at my Instagram, at my YouTube, MMA Locker Room. I do interviews with a lot of these fighters. I had an interview with Marcus McGee. He fought on last week's card. Got the job done for us as a premium pick, -130, easy money. But let's keep it going, man. Over here at Tony Picks, we're going to be doing a lot more of this MMA stuff. But I need you guys to hit that like button, hit those comments up for us right now. So let's keep it going. All right, next fight taking place. Mingyang taking on Ozzy Diaz. Mingyang, -350 on the favorite. Taking on Ozzy Diaz. Look, listen, hear me out. Mingyang made his UFC debut against Ribeiro. He was an underdog in that fight. And he cleaned his clock in the first round. Got the win. I was on Ribeiro. Was on the wrong side on that one. But before that, Mingyang on the fight, the road to UFC, he was a big underdog. And now he's a big favorite. So the market moves and leads and like that. Sometimes you gotta watch it and you gotta see, hey, are we on the right side? Ozzy Diaz made his UFC debut on the Dana White Contender Series against Joe Pfeiffer as a favorite and lost. Went to the regional scene, bounced back with 2 wins on there. Now he's back, getting a call out here to be on this card. But look, something you gotta hear and listen. He's from California. His last name's Diaz. He's flying all the way out to China to fight a guy with the last name Zhang. I mean, what more do you think is gonna happen in this one? I think Zhang gets it done. They got fight not going the distance at a minus 600. That's disgusting. Don't do anything with it. They got fight goes the distance at a plus 400. In this one though, I wouldn't be surprised if we get like to round 2, middle round 2 in this one. But yeah, I think Zhang gets it done. All right, next fight taking place. We got a good one, man. Carlos Ulberg taking on Volkan Oezdemir. This should have been the damn near co-main event, but no, I get it. All right, man, good fight. Both these guys have finish ability. Carlos Ulberg minus 230 favorite on there. He's one of those guys to where he only been finished once in his UFC career. He likes to stand out there, pop the jab, and then, follow it up with kicks. He trains out there with Israel Adesanya at the City Kickboxing Gym. Has one of the better teams and, coaches out there, right? But Volkan Oezdemir, he's a guy that fought for the title before against DC. He fought against the better fighters in the division. And now he's a big underdog. And he has the upside by mixing in wrestling and takedowns. They got fight goes the distance at plus 155, if you agree with that. Fight not going the distance at a minus 190. I think that's the best way to get paid in here. I don't think this one goes to the whole scorecards, because both these guys got upside, and I think they're going to get at it early. I do like Carlos Ulberg to win, but that price tag is scary just because Volkan Oezdemir is a good fighter, and he, and this is at that time to where a lot of people is going to be betting Carlos Ulberg because this is going to be a name they recognize and be like, oh, I remember him. I bet money on him. I bet money on him before. And, upsets can definitely happen because Volkan Oezdemir is one of the better fighters in the division. But when it's all said and done, on this card, you got to go with confident picks that you feel with. I do feel like Carlos Ulberg should be able to get it done with his size and reach. But I really like fight not going the distance in that one. Next fight taking place, we got Wang taking on Gabriel Hernandez. Wang is like minus 900 on the books. Now look, in this one, I was tripping on this. I played Wang in their last fight to win by KO or win inside the distance, and it was only like minus 150. It was the gift of the year, right? And then in this fight, I was looking at that, and I was like, wait, they got fight goes the distance minus 140, fight not going the distance plus 115. The books think this one's going to scorecards in here. Gabriel Hernandez, she's 0-2 in the UFC, LFA fighter. I think Wang wins inside the distance, and you're going to give me some plus money on it. I'm going to go ahead and take that stab on it, man. Next fight taking place, we got Kenan Song taking Muslim Solikov. Muslim Solikov, King of Kung Fu, opened up minus 150 up to a minus 170. Alright, so in this one, they got fight goes the distance at a minus 115. Fight not going the distance at a minus 115. They don't know which way to go in this one. I do think it gets to the scorecards, though. I do. And just the price that it's at right now, I'm going to probably be looking at maybe the over. You know what I mean? I might be looking at the over in this one, man. So, yeah, it's going to be a good fight, too. Next fight taking place, co-main event time. We got Tabitha Ricci, 11-2, taking on Yang Xiaonan, 18-4. Yang Xiaonan's going to be the Chinese fighter with the home crowd back in the right main crowd. She's an explosive fighter, dynamic striker. She's dangerous too. She's been working up on her takedown defense, training that Team Alpha Male. She's one of the better fighters that trained that Team Alpha Male over all the females and males, and that actually advanced and improved with their time at that gym. A lot of fighters that's been there, that started there, or even came there, they don't evolve and they don't go to that next step. What I mean is, like, they can come in as like a C plus fighter, right? And you think after like 6 months, a year, you might get this C plus to a B, right? Cool, improvement. A lot of these fighters stay at that C plus, maybe go to a B and then come back down, and they end up worse than what they started. Not Yang Xiaonan. She's getting better. Fight by fight. Gym by gym. Camp by camp, okay? I got to give her that credit in here. She's a favorite, minus 180. She has a path to victory if she can keep this on the feet. Tabitha Ricci, though, she's a girl that likes to move, mixing the takedowns, and she's aggressive with it. She likes to pick people up, slam them down and stuff, everything like that. Her striking's improving. She's been able to put up volume in her last couple of fights. This is a girl that always, usually, see who she's fighting against, and I back her a lot in a lot of her fights, I like her in this spot, but I'm not blown away too much because I know Yang Xiaonan is dangerous, man, and she can literally just like strike with the best of them. But it must have been a sign. I seen some tape study last night, seen Yang Xiaonan. I forgot who she fought. Called somebody, but she was getting taken down and held down on the third round, just like held down to the ground relentlessly. And it's in the Carlos Esparza. I remember that. But give me Tabitha Ricci, man. I think Tabitha Ricci, aka the Baby Shark, gets it done. Plus money underdog. There you go. Let's get it done. Yeah, man. I think her volume's going to be enough to mix it up on the feet. I think that she can clinch her up against the cage. And those takedowns, man. When Yang Janon's been taken down, she hasn't gotten up in a lot of those fights. Some fighters, when they get down, they get back up. But she knows that's her only thing to defend. So it's gonna be a good fight though. Good co-main event fight, man. Good one for the rankings. The number 3 fighter in Yang Janon taking on Tabitha Ricci at number 8. Okay. And they got the fight goes the distance at a -350. Fight not going the distance at +225. I think the fight goes the distance in that one. Main event time. Petr Yan taking on Deiveson Figueiredo. They got the fight goes the distance at a -150. Fight not going the distance at a +120. Big underdog on Deiveson Figueiredo right here. He only has 3 losses in the UFC. And that was twice to one fighter in Brandon Moreno. In this one, Petr Yan, he's been able to get the win in his last fight out against Song Yadong. Before that, he was on a losing streak, right? But he's one of the better fighters in the division. He actually had the belt at a time. I think it's like this. The line is off and the price ain't right. I think that Petr Yan is overall the more cleaner fighter that can win rounds, but I think the more dangerous fighter that's going for the finish is Deiveson Figueiredo. So the fight going the distance -150, a 5-round fight. Deiveson Figueiredo, he's been able to go to the scorecards, I want to say twice in this weight class in this division. It's 3-0 in this weight class as well. -150, I do see the finish upside a little bit more on Figueiredo compared to Petr Yan, like putting something on him late in the fight, I think Figueiredo can go the whole 5. Yeah. Give me fight goes the distance in this one, -150. All right, man. Got through everything for you guys, man. If you guys want my exclusive picks on everything on this fight card, you know what to do. Hit us up at Tony Picks, MMA Locker Room here. Hey, we just went over the fights that's going to finish and the fight that's going to go the distance. It's Mills here giving you the fight business.